In this video segment, we're going to look at the Calgary rental market. What's happening there from a supply and demand perspective? Are there more people looking to rent than there are rentable units in the city, or is it vice versa? What's the vacancy rate like, and what have rent growths been like, and what are they projected to be like moving forward? Let's jump right in. Let's look into the rental market. Okay, so we've kind of looked at the macro here, but what's going on from an investor standpoint of view? And I'll just pull this quote here from CBC from November. And the projection is the rental market's actually going to get tighter. For those that don't know, it's already extremely tight, but more people are moving to the city, to Calgary. Demand is soaring, and we've seen from the pre-construction site, units are selling so fast, and there's just not even availability. What's happening right now in the market from a rental standpoint?
Keep it super simple, 1%. There you go.
And you're talking about the vacancy rate, of course.
Vacancy rates like hovering around 1%, and that's it. I mean, no more needs to be said. It went up 30-40% last year. So in a 6-month period, it was literally like 30%. It went crazy. So there was it needed some catch up, and then some of that's over and above the top. So
right, just unprecedented, really, but tells you the direction of the trend, and obviously in the environment we're in now, I think those who can get in and find a place that they can buy or invest in will, and everyone else that's coming is going to take some time to figure out the market, especially people immigrating, interprovincially or just immigrating to Canada. They typically rent for a few years till they figure out, what's what and where they want to be. So I do think that this rent demand is likely just going to keep pace for the foreseeable future, if not tighten.
It could get really ugly. I mean, we've got a scenario where, we had really healthy population increase in 2018, 2019, and it was all immigration. That's when immigration was 285,000 souls per year. Now it's 430,000 people coming in per year, and we have migration. You do the math, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I know we were emailing, and I sent that chart as well, where you look at the interprovincial migration, especially in the last few quarters from British Columbia and Ontario.
Here's the chart. Here's the lines.
Yeah, everyone's heading into Alberta. It's just phenomenal.
Okay, and the funny thing is, it's funny that here I'm a layman in terms of migration and immigration and all that stuff, but if you look into it, I mean, if you have some sense, you can just see what's gonna happen. And then I'm talking to the city of Calgary and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we're not, this is a couple of years ago, I'm like, we're just not seeing that migration, or we're not really expecting it. I'm like, guys, COVID changed everything. People can work from home. We're cheap. We have cheap taxes. What do you think's going to happen? People are going to come here. You just got to put it on the map. People don't know how great a city this is. It's an incredible city. If you can put up with some shitty weather now and again, it's an incredible city. And you know what? If you don't like the humidity, guess what? It's dry here. We don't have humidity. It's a different kind of cold and a different kind of, it's a different kind of summer. It doesn't get as stupid hot, right? It's more, a little bit more balanced. And then people are like, oh, but I can't handle the minus 30s or minus 40s. Neither can I. Guess when it was the last time it was minus 40? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen minus 40 here. Everybody thinks it's minus 30 or 40 all year, and it's not. It's, it's usually our whole January has been 2 degrees. Now that's abnormal, but we don't get a ton of snow, and it doesn't get ferociously cold for more than, a few days at a time. And then we get a Chinook roll in. So it's an interesting climate. I'm just telling for all you guys that want to move out here, come on out. Yeah. We'll take you. And you just, you're going to have not as hot as summer, and maybe a little bit colder winter, but we got Chinooks and we're a lot of fun. So get out here. For those who don't know what a Chinook is, tell them what happens during a Chinook. Yeah, so it's a warm mass that comes over the mountains, just really quickly, because I know we got to move on. But it's the weirdest phenomena, and so what happens? It could be minus 25 or minus 20 in the morning when you go to work, and then in the afternoon, it's plus 10. It's the weirdest thing. It rolls in. It might stay for 2-3 days. It might stay for 2-3 hours. When I bought my first house, it was minus 15, and I was like, oh crap, we have to move in. Literally, we started loading the truck up. It was 5 degrees, and then we unloaded the truck, and then all of a sudden, like within an hour, it plunged back down to -10, -15. It was just perfect timing. But
You're right.
Stuff like that happens a lot. So
wild. All right. I just thought that was an interesting thing. Nowhere else, certainly not in Ontario, do we ever get that.
All right. So it's clear to see that right now the Calgary rental market is booming red hot. It makes perfect sense for an investor to jump into this market given the demand for rents and given the increased rents we're seeing right now in the marketplace. But what kind of property do you want to be renting out? There's so many options to choose from. And in this next video, we're going to dive into why pre-construction condos make sense from an investment perspective, given everything we've covered so far. Stay tuned.